concentrated power of will. 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name. He doesn't need his name up in lights, he just wants to be heard, whether it's the beat of the mic. He feels so unlike everybody else, alone, in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know him, but fuck him, he knows the code.
Hi guys, we are two, I suppose would be the obvious thing to say, wouldn't it?
Happy birthday to us.
Yeah, happy anniversary to us. We are SLTD Radio, as always, welcome. If you want to get in touch, if you want to tweet us, if you want to do what you do, if you're listening live or even if you're not, tweet at SLTD Radio, do your thing, get involved. Everyone loves it, that's still going, shouldn't be, anyway. We have a sort of special guest today. Sort of, not really, but sort of. With the usual people, of course, Adam Chapman.
Hello.
He is, of course, his alter ego is, of course, Wikipedia.
Wikipedia. Your new alter ego from last week.
Hashtag Wikipedia. He's wearing the mask and everything. Actually, that sounds a bit rapey, doesn't it? Wearing the mask.
Wikipedia sounds a bit rapey.
Yeah, but
for man and mask.
Yeah, but wearing the mask and being calling yourself Wikipedia sounds
That's
a bit
even more
rapey.
rapey.
Sounds extra rapey. And of course, you're here with George. What's happening, George?
Yo.
There you go. Wagwan. And me, Greg. Hi. There you go. Tybo. What's happening? And our special guest of sorts is, since there were two, we thought we'd bring someone back. So anyone want to hazard a guess as to if you haven't got time to wait for the tweet?
guess.
Haven't got time to wait for the tweet. Brad's here. Salmon, Brad.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not too much.
As,
it's been a while.
As we've just worked out in the split second of Brad opening his mouth, he's pretty much got exactly the same amount of talent he had when he was on the show. Hello. How's it going? Yeah, what's happening? What's going on? What have you been up to the last 18 months?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. You know,
nice.
Keep
Okay.
yourself busy.
Alright, yeah.
And shockingly, not too much wrestling, so this is going to be an experience.
Oh yeah, well basically our show works at the minute. We are called SLTD Radio. We pretend we talk about wrestling, but George doesn't listen to it. George doesn't watch it, Adam doesn't pay attention, and you don't watch it. So this show is pretty much me talking wrestling and nobody else, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I pay attention.
You do a bit, but not much.
I have troubles remembering things.
Aye, that's okay. That's the narcotics. That's nothing to do with anything else. My chair is still so squeaky. We need to swap chairs. Last week it was bad enough. I was listening to the show and all you could hear was that.
Well, just in case any listeners out there want to know, in case we both just went a little bit lower, I've got a spinny chair this week. So the voice volume goes up and down.
So wait, you've got a new chair, but I haven't. The host of the show hasn't got a new chair in the SLTD studio apartment.
Studio apartment, I guess, the new chair.
Okay, fair play. How are we anyway, George? What's going on? It's been 2 weeks. I haven't seen you for 2. Well, I haven't seen you, but we haven't like.
Ever.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a shocking fact, but as close as me and George are, we've actually never met. Which is, it's good. It works for us, I guess. You know what I mean?
Some shows that see that as problematic, not this one.
Yeah. What did you say, George?
I said we would have if you paid me in money.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no one needs that though. How have you been? Been up to anything exciting, boring, more than work, just getting smashed? Anything?
That's pretty much it, yeah.
Nice.
Work, getting smashed, thinking about racism,
nice.
A lot of things.
Nice. Racism's always good. Always.
We've had a few tweets already.
Already, fucking hell.
Mr. Hazelwood's having a go at you already, but I've already uses way more charisma than Greg.
Cheers, Alex.
I believe hashtag Gregory Movement's missing from that tweet, but whatever.
I believe it is, yeah.
Gregory Movement. He wants a t-shirt, doesn't he? Gregory Movement t-shirt.
Sweet that.
I think that's the way forward.
Yeah. You can have a Sparky's Plug one.
So would they be the only people who move in Gregory's movement? Like,
I have bowel movements. Lots of them.
So,
sometimes they're hard work. You think tough mother's hard?
Yeah.
No. You take shit in something that doesn't want to come out. Yeah.
Already we've gone wet. AOB tweeted saying, telling everyone to listen to the second anniversary special show.
Well, retweet that.
And Sean has tweeted in, hasn't tweeted in a good few weeks in.
Sean
Hashtag broke like WWE.
Yeah.
Believe you may be talking about us.
Defo. We are, of course, as it's obvious, we are two today. This is where Brad's here. And we thought we got old school, and well, we're gonna do the whole Ask SLTD, which we've had more questions than I assumed we would have, which is quite good. I was thinking we'd have like 2 or 3. We don't really have 2 or 3. We have quite a lot. So yeah, there you go. So we're going to do that, and then I'm going to do a what was happening in wrestling when we started the quiz.
Hey.
I liked it because we did it. Do you remember George doing the Elimination Chamber quiz?
Yes.
When Carlito was the
Extreme
shot.
Rules? Wasn't it Extreme Rules?
No, it was Elimination Chamber because Carlito was the most pins with Goldberg.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. True story. 2 facts right there. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. But yeah, I've kind of missed some people out. I just asked George, what have you been up to? What have you been up to in the last 2 weeks, Rod?
Not much in the last 2 weeks, but today I had to visit the hospital, which was a full time.
Nice.
For all involved.
Nice.
Especially me. I had some fella squirting water in my eye.
That sounds disgusting.
I was just going to say squirting stuff in my eye, but I thought, no, I'll go saline it was actually.
Just squirting stuff in my eye, didn't even play where's my finger or nothing.
No, just straight up there and trying in my eye.
So yeah, did you get paint? That was what it was.
Yeah, I got paint in my eye and work.
Oh.
Probably the afternoon off, like, so can't really complain there.
That's good, isn't it? That's handy. Oh man, how's your baby as well, by the way?
She's good. Done first roll the other day.
Sweet.
Well, she's done a good few of them.
First roll.
Funny though, because she just lifts
roll.
herself up and throws her head and just like.
And a whole head follow a body follows a whole head.
Yeah, well, she just like she gets so far, and she must know that she hasn't got the leverage, and then just goes, "Go on, the Swede."
Go on, the Swede. I like it. It's good.
And it's just yeah, but that's all I've been up to.
Well, we worked out that when this is actually your anniversary of 1.
This is my 1 year anniversary.
Because we started episode 1. It all came back June the 6th last year. Why we started it. Random that we just a year after we started the whole thing, we started it again. But whatever. But yeah, so you've had a whole year to sit here. You've been watching wrestling a year. It's shocking that, isn't it?
Good that.
I know.
It feels like a lifetime, doesn't it?
I know.
Yeah.
You know what's funny as well?
No,
Like, so a year in, this is the only thing I want to ask because I'll listen to the first episode, a bit of the first episode today, and all I want to ask is the first thing you said. Well, the first thing you said was about Take That, which we'll glaze over. But the first thing you said was, yeah, I've watched 2 Raws. That Alberto Del Rio was good, isn't he?
I was just going to say, and if you've listened to the show since then, you can actually like sense the hatred going more and more each time that Bertha was mentioned.
See, he's not even Alberto Del Rio.
He's Bertha River.
He's just Bertha River.
That's what his name is. That's what it means.
That's all it means.
Bertha River.
Bertha River. So yeah, that was your first. That was your first. A year ago, that was your moment in the sun, and you were like, "That Alberto Del Rio's alright, isn't he?"
That's short-term memory. It was all I could remember.
To be in your defence, I will say, in your defence, you did say, it's more Ricardo, to be honest. More Ricardo.
Well, yeah.
Because everyone likes Ricardo.
Because he had an announcer.
Yeah, everyone likes Ricardo. So good.
He doesn't now.
Yeah, it says a lot about your character when you give a guy who's more older than you are.
Yeah, that's what. Remember when we went to Rose like 2 years ago, a year ago, and like the crowd were popping for Ricardo and weren't.
Yeah,
Del Rio.
Ricardo come out and it went mental, and then Del Rio come out and it was like, oh.
Yeah, like Ricardo, you see. You know what I mean? That's what it was. Not good. Well, how are you anyway? Like, it's usually 2 weeks since I say what we've been up to in the last 2 weeks, but
yeah, I don't really know what to, like. I've done nothing wrestling related in any kind of way, so I don't really know what you want.
What the fuck are you doing here?
Because I watched half of Raw last night and thought I should really brush up, and then thought.
So you watched half of it?
Yeah, a year in WWE is like a fucking lifetime. So
that is true.
It's,
but
I could probably listen to a conversation and piece together what I've missed.
Yeah, you could do. Yeah, that's the way.
I'll be sound then. So
that's the way. Yeah, that's the way it's.
So we give him 5 minutes and
that's the nice thing. To be fair though, you are the only one of the 4 of us who owns the network. You don't own a network, you have a subscription to it, you don't own it. That's not what you were doing. What have you done the last 18 months? Oh, I just launched this WWE network.
I wasn't doing anything on a Saturday afternoon, so fuck $1,000 of, $10,000 of WWE.
Do it. Just started downloading Raws from years ago and thought, look, I'll make a network.
No, I do have the network.
And Sean's just tweeted there saying, can everybody but Greg move closer to the mic?
Oh, yeah.
I'm just shouting, that's what it is. You two are uncharismatic.
Clean your fucking ears!
There you go. That's what it is. Put your headphones in, you're in the gym, aren't you? Fucking hell.
Who's in the gym? Sean?
Yeah, Sean SLTD, the doorbell in, that is.
Oh, right.
No, he's in gym. He's not in the gym.
Oh, yes. He's in gym.
He's in a gym.
He's in gym. You're always quite low, actually. We need a microphone for you.
It's because I'm on the opposite side of the table.
That is true, yeah.
Is this where the microphone is?
It's in this general region.
Yeah. Now, people listening are thinking, you're doing a radio show and you can't even see what a mic is.
2 weeks ago we played... 2 weeks ago we played Can You See Me Finger? Can you see it now? So that's where we were.
When he says we, he means him and Adam.
Yeah, me and Adam, basically. Because you couldn't find a search bar, so I was like, where's my finger? Put where the cursor is, and then I moved my finger to the... It made sense.
George, not too shocking. It's probably not the first time you've played that game.
No,
probably won't be the last either.
Why do you think we did it so quickly? Where's my finger? It's there. Okay. Move it to the left. Okay, yeah, that's sound. There you go. That's all we needed.
Up a bit, down a bit.
Yeah,
there
that's
you
it.
go.
Not even up and down, just a little bit to the left. Right, anyway, you thought
How else would Greg know that Adam's got a bit of a mouthful, you know?
That is true. Yeah, your name is... Yeah, you know what? You haven't heard... Have you heard the end of a show yet? Have you listened to a whole show? Without you being on it? Because I'm being funny. If you did a radio show, I'll probably listen to it regardless of what it was. Just saying, because we're family. I'm just saying. But anyway, I'm just saying.
I have listened to various parts of shows.
So combined, you've listened to one whole show?
No, I've probably listened to a couple.
Probably listened to 2.
Yeah.
Ish.
Generally, when I'm tweeting in, I'm listening.
So once.
So that's half an hour. About 4 months ago.
One time.
Yeah. No, I do dip in and out, but I'll put it on like when I'm working and stuff, and then I'll have it on in the background, so I do have a chuckle at what you do.
Okay, so what I'm thinking is, you will not... Do you ever get to the end where Shameless Plugs happens?
No.
Okay, so you won't have heard Adam's song?
The greatest thing of this entire show.
This is the only reason this show has lasted a year, because of Adam's jingle.
Okay.
That's exactly a jingle.
Adam's jingle, that's what it is. Like, Charlie Sheen himself rocking out new jingles in 2.5 minutes.
I could be Charlie Waffle.
You could be Charlie Waffle, yeah. That's true. To be fair, do you know what? On the first episode, I was like, you are our social media ambassador in true Charlie Sheen like style. And then it's roll back a year later that you've turned into Charlie Sheen with your jingles. Charlie Waffle.
So it's the plan all along.
He was a Wikipedia as well.
By the way, Sportsman was tweeted saying hello, so I thought we'd say hello back.
Oh yeah. Hello. I did say to her to tweet in when she was listening, because she doesn't get to listen to the whole show, and she put Ask SLTD questions in, and I don't want to miss her answers.
We'll go to her question first in a minute. Sean's said hashtag Brad's cough, hashtag Greg don't need moving.
Greg don't.
AOB's
just coughed again.
AOB's second anniversary with the site will be August the 27th. If there's any listeners out there.
2 years with it. To be fair, Adam's questions are fucking heavy. Like, he's jumped in like proper, like, so where's your head at with this? Know what I mean? Yeah, so we'll jump in with some questions, because, you know, and then we'll do some now, and then we'll do a little bit, and then we'll do some more.
You know, if you've listened to it, we'll go off on a tangent.
Yeah, we probably won't get a lot of shit done today, I'll be honest. We're just chatting shit. That's what it is. We've got no real plan. We never do. It's sound. Although saying that, we are getting a lot of tweets in, which is always good.
Yep.
None from Mr. Hazelwood. That's...
He said to you before something.
Something. Cares what he said about something. Fucking tweeting that.
Something about some guy.
You're some guy?
I am. That's a true story.
You're going to have to go on a favourites, because some of them haven't put...
sorry, I thought I was.
Yeah. Oh, okay, sorry then, go on.
Fucking Chet Lemons, I am.
Sorry, lad.
Right, first question then.
Okay, let's do this.
This is off Sportsman 32, commonly known as Sam.
Hey, Sam.
What has been the most fun guest on the show? What was, in y'all's opinion, the biggest event discussed on the show?
Y'all, love that. Y'all's opinion. Y'all. George, do you have a favourite guesty guest?
A favourite guest?
Yeah. See, I don't know about a guest. We don't really have many guests.
No.
We've had Mark on. Mark's kid. That's my favourite guest.
Mark's kid, yeah.
Yeah.
We've had
Yeah, to be fair, Josh is probably the biggest guest that we've
had
ever
Lucky Morris on here. She was on episode 1.
She was first episode.
Yeah, telling us about WrestleMania.
We've had a guest GM with Lily.
Yeah,
we have
had Lily on.
Are you talking like random, like folk who jump in, or like when we used to do interviews and stuff?
Yeah, when we did interviews and stuff.
We had a few interviews on, like way back when it was.
Look at you thinking you're still living your glory days. Not WrestleMania 15 now for that.
Guests.
I'm just saying.
We had guests on.
We did. That's true. We did. What was the other start of the other bit of the question?
And what, in y'all's opinion, the biggest event discussed on the show?
I know what the biggest thing, not the biggest thing, but the thing that I got talked about and I was like quite passionate about, and we got to point, and it was a point where like
I know what it is.
Yeah, more people should have listened to what we were saying.
Was this what me and you both agreed would happen?
Was
it this what you're talking about?
Yeah, it was very recently. It was
as recent as, I don't know, maybe this pay-per-view called WrestleMania.
It was, possibly. Yeah, it was. When me and George sort of double teamed, if you like, sounds wrong, but whatever.
It wasn't me.
And made the point across as to why Brock Lesnar should have beat The Undertaker is possibly my favourite, like, not tangent, but my favourite like reply to something getting said and covering the whole picture and being quite like to point and not going off on a tangent, and that was the best. So if you haven't heard it, listen to the WrestleMania Fallout show. This year's WrestleMania Fallout show, and it's towards the end, and it's a good 20 minutes of why Brock Lesnar is the perfect person to beat The Undertaker. Now, by all means, go and listen to it and tweet us and say we're talking bullshit. That's fine. But listen to it, see what happens. Know what I mean? Not many people listen to that show. I think it's because we waited too long. Because it was like 2 weeks after. That was a bad time. We shouldn't have done that. But yeah. Anybody else? And you remember way back
just trying to think if, in terms of like the biggest topics we've discussed, I don't know. I think with Darren Young coming out and being gay, I think we had quite a serious conversation about that as well. That's
true, yeah. We've talked like quite a lot, to be fair. Obviously it's a fucking talk show. But we've talked like, we sort of hit on a lot. We talk a lot of shit, but in between it, we do actually hit things to a point that makes sense, and it's, you know what I mean? Like, some things are quite like important, I would say.
Kind of like sensitive about things you talk about.
Yeah, we've definitely got that. Like, it's just, yeah, man, it's hard because we kind of like, I'm speaking for myself here, but we kind of like bang these out and then just sort of
forget.
Leave them there. Do you know what I mean? We don't really like go over or do anything or anything like that, which we probably should. But it's kind of like at that moment, that's what we're doing. You know what I mean?
Hazel Wood has tweeted in now.
What's he saying?
Saying he's folding clothes, turning in with you.
Whatever, lad. Simmer down, bitch.
AOB said me
what?
I think it's.
Oh, was it guest?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But then Adam technically wasn't a guest.
No, he wasn't. Yeah, you would kind of like a secondary host, co-host.
Yes, a co-host. Yeah.
Co-host. Yeah, he was just on the show. To be fair, you know what I found out as well, which this is more shocking than anything else, is that in the 2 years that we've been doing this, I'm the only person who's been on every single live show.
Oh my word!
Thank you, people.
Would that be because it's, I don't know, your show?
It wasn't back in the day. It was.
3 wrestling podcasts about. One of them was Ring Rust, who we worked with when we started. The other one was probably Colt Cabana, who'd been going a little while then. And then, other than that, they were all like fucking basement shit. Do you know what I mean? It's crap. It's tough bullshit, which we do. But
Okay, we're basement as well.
No, but what I'm saying is, you couldn't find a decent wrestling podcast. And then now, if you look at it, like literally everyone, WWE were like, I think I want a radio show, so just pretty much took over, do you know what I mean?
I tweeted it out a while ago and said, like, I was unfollowing a lot of people because I've got this thing on my Twitter, which is like, it's like after, if you don't tweet for like 60 days or whatever, then I'll unfollow you, which is, I think, fair. And the amount of like people who hadn't tweeted, who were like saying,
Hazel was tweeting saying anywhere else, getting radio silence.
Radio silence. No,
have you knocked the mute button, Gregor?
No, we're still on, we're still rolling, we're still doing our thing. It's just signal, I bet ya. Anyway, we'll keep going, and if it comes back on, it does, doesn't it doesn't. It's amateur hour, know what I mean? Because we, you know, even if we're not going live, then we're still going. Know what I mean? Yeah, I unfollowed a lot of people, and I tweeted out saying that the amount of people who start a podcast and then 5 episodes in decide that they're not doing it anymore.
Yeah, and they're just going to swear then.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's like, yeah, we're next big thing and all stuff like that and doing the thing and blah, blah, blah. And then it's just like, after that, it's like, oh, yeah, no. There's loads of them who like wanted to be like part of us and like promote them and promote us. Okay. Promote us and promote them and all stuff like that. And it's like, I'm okay with doing that, but not if you're going to fuck off in 2 weeks. Do you know what I mean?
That's what I was going to say there. Didn't always say about the guests and that. I know they weren't technically guests, but we had like an episode where the real Sax from where he was treating all like
them
all
to be fair, right, that was
and
even
and Arcade as well.
Was
treated like
I quite like when Arcade used to come on
all the way through the show.
Yeah, I'm almost certain that well, not almost certain, but I know he did mention it that Sax may actually be listening. So if he is, throw us a tweet out.
Yeah, do it, Sax. Say hello.
Yeah, man.
What about favourite guests? Everyone's favourite homosexual, Lord Graham Thomas.
Yeah, we said him before.
Yeah, I like
he
that.
is still like stays in touch and is still one of the coolest guys in the world. I know his character is an absolute arse, but that's by design.
Yep.
So Tom, as a dude, is you just can't get better dude. He's awesome.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
top
great
class.
kayfabe, totally. Yeah, well done.
Yeah. It's fine. Don't worry about him. He won't mind.
No, yeah, I have said a few times about Tom that, like, I've said on the show actually that, like, regardless of how painstaking this is sometimes, he is the one reason, like, the one good thing that came out of it was meeting Tom. You know what I mean? And like, it's one of them that you're like, you know what I mean? Like, when we started going to shoot, I've never met you. We've just established this. You could be anyone. You know what I mean? All you Scots sound alike. Could be any person I'm talking to at any general time. You know what I mean?
I'm not Scots. I'm Irish.
Hi. Remember that last week? That was funny. Yeah. Even Facebooked it like shameless plugs from fellow Scotsman. George SLTD. That was quite funny. Made me chuckle. Because he's not Scottish, he's Irish.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, yeah, I don't know what happened with the.
Don't know, because IOB said that he had silence as well, but it's back now.
Well,
Tricolor Canaries.
Yeah.
Sean said I thought the episode zeros were going to be called BG.
Why BG?
Don't know what that means. Big gay, maybe.
Why BG, Sean? Why BG? Your bell end.
And Hazelwood's just put what this show exactly is. Back now, nearly missed this riveting spew. It is riveting.
It is riveting.
Sax just tweeted in saying he's defo been on more shows than me. You probably have, mate. You've probably instigated more shows than I have as well. To be
I was going to say, yeah. To be fair, the reason a lot more of the shows were probably Sax's. I was going to say Sax's fault, but Sax's
just blame him.
Brainchild, we'll say. We'll say brainchild. That sounds better than someone's fault. We'll say. Yeah. We'll do one or two more questions. Let's do it. But
you would have to say that just as a click off it, wouldn't you?
Sorry.
I had it all set up to death on my phone. And
sorry, mate.
Nah.
Do you know all you can hear is your phone beeping?
You can't hear any of
I can fucking hear it. Alright, I'm just saying.
I had to give a whistle.
It's annoying, innit?
Happy to be
That was me, that wasn't the phone.
That was pure whistling and that.
Right, this is off the cycle. What is your favourite wrestling moment of all time? I want to know what made you that emotional. You shed a tear. Ha ha.
Okay.
That's very nice with the ha ha on the end there.
You've missed the question that she sent. That's the second one she sent in, but we'll go with it. It's sound. It is.
Well, she must have sent them above the city, the other ones above it. If you could go back and change the outcome of any match, which match would it be and why?
Okay, we'll answer the first one. George, what's your favourite wrestling moment?
Oh, the first, the wrestling moment, fucking hell, it's quite a lot. I think Eddie Guerrero winning the championship would be up there for me.
Okay.
Just a feel-good moment for everyone. Daniel Bryan this year as well, probably.
Nice.
There's fucking loads, man. You could literally have hundreds of them, but those two probably stick out in the mind more than any others, really.
Yeah. I'm kind of... It's kind of whatever one comes to your head first is probably your favourite, I would say. What would be your favourite wrestling moment? It's weird having 4 people on the show.
Yeah. I have 2 favourite wrestling moments. Watching Lily's first WrestleMania when she was a couple of weeks old, and watching Max's first WrestleMania when he was probably a week old.
Yeah, remember when Max was born? How inconvenient was that?
Max's first main event was Rock vs Cena. And Lily's main event, I'm pretty sure, was Shawn Michaels Ric Flair, if I've got the dates right.
Yeah, I think yeah.
So they're two of the 2 biggest Mania matches were 2 of the ones I got to watch with them pairs, so probably them 2.
They make you cry?
When I watched it with Max, I did, yeah. And when I watched it with Lily, I was kind of getting a bit emotional, but yeah, Max it was more so.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. What's yours, though?
I have never cried watching wrestling, I must confess.
I've shed a tear a few times.
What?
I've maybe probably gone a little bit. Like,
Oh, fucking
hell.
hell.
Watch a
That's a
tribute
bit
to the
deep.
troops one time if you don't get emotional over wrestling. Oh my god,
yeah,
that
but
will...
I've seen like when Edge got into the Hall of Fame and that.
Yeah.
Like I've seen that was like,
Me and your bed shared the moment when that happened.
that was close, like, but it didn't really make me cry because I hadn't watched it in that long.
I was like in bits. Like when I was like sitting on the couch in ours, like, oh my god. And yeah, your missus came in and was like, "Are you okay? are you all right? Oh my god!" I didn't know what to do. I was phoning you and texting you and that. Like, Greg's sitting on the couch crying. So yeah, that made me shed a tear.
My favourite wrestling moments of all time is probably when fucking Austin made Vince piss his pants. Or is it with the bedpan? Anything Austin done to Vince basically was just hilarious. Like my favourite time ever. So
I would. I'm fighting the age to say when Sable took the top off.
Why would you fight that out? Why? Just say it.
No, I think probably my favourite WrestleMania, my favourite wrestling moment is possibly maybe Austin with the beer truck, but then when Kurt Angle did it with the milk truck was fucking genius, and I just love Kurt Angle, so that probably is right up there with one of my like favourite moments and that. Yeah. Probably that, and there's been a few times when Shawn Michaels, he did his goodbye thing, and the Undertaker came out and tipped his hat. That was pretty. When Ric Flair left, that was a bit crazy. And probably
not once but twice, like at WrestleMania, then the night after. Like, grown men legitimately in pieces.
Yeah, do you remember? Big Show. Big Show was like a proper mess.
Yeah.
Big
Show's come out and said though he's like proper mentored and like killed him and all sorts, hasn't he? So he's yeah, he's like I don't know. We think he's like a kind of a staple, isn't he?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's because it's Ric Flair and he's been there so long. That's where it is. It's that it's like if you've been a 16-time world champ and like the people who are wrestling now have grown up watching you wrestle, and then you're still there. It's like that's heavy when you think about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think especially when you consider that when Ric Flair was the world champion, being the world champion meant something. Like Flair was a big deal. You know, not like now. Exactly, like not like now where anybody can be world champion. You know.
Yeah, that's sorry. That was Adam's girlfriend's brother when we mentioned Ric Flair had to throw out a woo.
He loves a woo.
Who doesn't love a woo? Sorry. Yeah, but you got a point, George. That's the thing. Is like, and I think when somebody like Ric Flair retires, even though he didn't actually retire, it's one of them things that it's like a proper, it's bigger than a generation. Do you know what I mean? It's like he's been there for he's wrestled for 30 years. So in that situation, you kind of like, wow. Like you can be 40 and be like, wow, he wrestled when I was a kid. I know. Do you know what I mean? It's
I think he's wrestled people's Alfellas.
Yeah.
And like, he's wrestled like people's Alfellas and the Sons.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Down the line.
It's mad, isn't it?
It's like, if you're a wrestling fan, I think you relate events to like moments in your life where you're like, I'd done this when that was happening, or I'd done that.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
So, like you wrestle, like I said before about the WrestleManias, they're like when the kids were tiny. So later on in life, you're like, shit the bed. Like I watched Shawn Michaels when I was a kid, and now my kids are watching Shawn Michaels and so on and so forth.
They've seen Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania. Yeah.
I think it's why like certain people who get out the business when they can still do stuff will always draw, because there's always that fan who's like, you've got to go and see X a person. Like Mick Foley with us, he done his comedy tour. We went to see him. It didn't matter what he said. It's like, I'm like 10 foot away from Mick Foley. Is this shit what are you talking about? I laugh when you laugh. That's pretty much
when you stop talking, I'm going to burst out laughing. That's it.
You do the smile and the nod, and when he goes, you're like, you're a funny son of a bitch, but it's just the way it goes, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's what that's what it is, isn't it? You kind of like, it's just, if you're a wrestling fan, then
there's no other sport that does it.
No, I don't think there is.
You would never see like even boxing. I don't think.
Nah.
Boxing is probably the longest compared with wrestling that you can fucking.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. It's weird. Like it's weird that it makes so many emotions wrestling that
I think that's why, because you see these fellas from when you were a kid.
Yeah.
And then like Brad said, he's got kids and they seeing the same wrestler. So you fucking known them like 20 odd years or whatever.
You pretty much, like, in a strange kind of way, either vicariously live through them in what they're doing, or like Austin and the Attitude Era and stuff, who doesn't want to whoop the boss's ass? Do you know what I mean? That's just the way it goes. And then you turn, you're like, they turn heel and you hate them, and then you love them again and all this kind of stuff. You can't give you that many emotions where you wouldn't get with boxing, or you wouldn't get with football. Well, maybe football you would, because football fans are probably as fickle as wrestling fans sometimes. But you get that same emotion in that. One day you score and you're like, you're the fucking best, just go to the World Cup and win the World Cup for us, and then the next day you fuck home, you're like, oh, you're shit, you get binned. So you kind of have that with wrestling when it's a face and heel turn, stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you go through the emotions with them and that.
Yeah, I think it's that, even though the faces and heels, though, it doesn't matter what they are if they come out.
No, but that's what I mean. Like, you go through like that, like sort of that emotion switch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It is. Like, but do you know what it is as well? Like, you just kind of like, it's on a point there, is that, remember when Mark Henry was like a proper heel, and he came out and was like, I'm leaving, I'm done. And everyone was like
in bits about
it. Everyone booed, and everyone was like, boo, like, we hate him and stuff like that. And then he came out and was like, I'm leaving, and it was like, oh, one more match. It's like, wow, that's mad. It's mad to think that, like, so they can sort of like twist it round that much. And then obviously he didn't leave, and that was like possibly the best moment of that like time with him doing that. It was proper good. But like, yeah, it's kind of like, it's shocking that it can sort of make that much like, it's mad. Like, it proper has with me, because like it always has. I've probably known no difference, to be fair, but I think it's different for other people. Like, but yeah,
the thing is, if you're a wrestling fan, you're pretty much a wrestling fan forever. Even though you might go through stages where you're like, it's crap, the product's crap, I'll watch WWE, I'll watch TNA, I'll watch Ring of Honor, whatever it is. If you're a wrestling fan, you will always watch a form of wrestling.
Yeah, because that makes sense.
It's just the way it is.
Well, it's like I used to like, when I watched wrestling and took a massive sabbatical from it, sort of thing, and then came back last year and started watching them again. I fucking love it again. Like,
yeah, you were saying it's proper gone, like, it's proper good now, isn't it?
Yeah, like the last few weeks. But let's say the last few weeks, the build up to WrestleMania was fucking boss. Like, I thought it was going to die a little bit afterwards. I honestly thought it was going to go like slightly poo. The storylines were going to fall apart and that. But it's held together, and, and like the last couple of weeks I've thought it's been good. I even think Triple H has fucking lost a bit of his ego. If that only because Evolution got whitewashed at Payback. When is that going to happen? Like for Triple H to do that, he's fucking he has stepped his ego aside there.
Yeah, that's
even though there's a bigger pictured plan, like fucking Seth Rollins and going through him and that.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I don't know. Like it's weird that it's like a completely different product now. I think like I watch like wrestling from like the Attitude Era quite a lot, and it's just you wouldn't think it was the same company. It's mad to think that like some of the stuff they got away with, they wouldn't even attempt to do now.
I know, yeah,
but it's a different audience now, though.
Yeah,
but I still think that they're touching close to the bone with that Russian bird, that Lana. Bring them. Yeah, she is.
Anal backwards.
Yeah, her name is
Anal backwards.
That's generally how you do it.
Yeah. Anal backwards.
Yeah, but she like keeps on bringing up like Vladimir Putin and all that, and there's all this shit like in Ukraine and Crimea with Russia and that, and she keeps on putting like a big picture of Putin on the screen and going like Mother Russia and all this. Right. Obviously, that's pissing the Americans right off. Like,
but then you've always got to have that like you've got to have that international bod you don't like. Like first it was like Del Rio, like you were saying before, comes out and he's dead smug and he's got all this and he's like upper class crap. So then you kind of, not that I'm saying that he disliked Mexico because of Del Rio, but then you have that contrast and like hypocrisy of Mexico, and then you have the cool guy who's Mysterio.
Yeah, that's what they play on. Is like I think they do it is like if you want to heal, it's the easiest way to get a pop is to be like I hate America.
Yeah, but I think they do it, and they let it do it because they know that the crowd's gonna go nuts and start chanting USA just all over the place. Because that's just what happens. So it gets everybody sort of pumped on it.
There's absolutely nowhere in the world that's more patriotic than America. So all you have to do is say America sucks ass, and they'll just lap it up all day, won't they?
Yeah.
AOB's tweeted and saying just Eddie Guerrero in general can't think of one moment in winning the title or beating Angle at Mania maybe. And Sax has tweeted and saying when at Lord GT left official BWP he got a round of applause and cheers. Yet he's always been the heel.
See, that's the thing is that like you buy into the gimmick to a point until you don't need to buy into the gimmick anymore, and then you're like, yeah, I respect that guy.
Yeah, you make your own minds up on.
Yeah.
That's like I think Edge got to that stage. Austin got to that stage. The Rock got to that stage, and there's certain people like the Undertaker. The Undertaker come out next week, try his best to be a pure heel, but no one would boo him because he's a stable.
Yeah, it's like
Jericho. Like he goes away and comes back, and he can be a heel or a face, and you boo him a little bit because he's a heel, but then at the end of the day, he's still like. He's just too cool.
Yeah, that's
but he just does something or say something on the mic that just makes you laugh your head off. And you just go.
But it's like when Austin turned heel, and I've listened to his podcast, and he was talking to JR and that, and JR says it's like he said it a few times, but it was at the time when like no one wants to hate John Wayne. You know what I mean? And it's like because he's just like the coolest guy in the world, and you're trying to make people hate him, and it's just like it's not gonna work. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, there you go.
We've got a good question here off Hazelwood.
Okay.
Who's jumping the list just because Sax was on, and I think it'd be good to get his input on it. Sort of. He's saying the way TNA is now. Do you see Ring of Honor as a more appealing alternative after WWE career-wise for the performer?
Potentially.
Yeah and no, I think.
I see Global Force as just as appealing as Ring of Honor purely because they know what Jeff Jarrett's capable of. And if they've worked for him before and he's done what he's done with TNA and then they've been backstage and seen the decline from when he left, they'd be daft not to consider it as an option because of the potential to go. Like James Storm is the only original left in TNA, and that when you've only got one original left after 10 years, that kind of says a bit. Do you know what I mean? Like if you think about WWE, have people tenure for 30 years: Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, The Rock, Austin. You know what I mean? They're not going to go anywhere else. Well, not that they ever could, but it's people like that. You haven't got a core, if that makes sense.
No, yeah, that's the thing. Is that I think that's where I'm in the middle of writing about it actually. Is about TNA and the way it's kind of gone and stuff like that, and I think it's kind of like I don't think TNA's a bad place to work. I just think basically it comes down to you can't just throw money at something and hope it works.
It's
like
poorly run.
Yeah, and it's like it's kind of it's just a poor man's WWE, and it needs to be more. No other company's trying to be a poor man's WWE except TNA, and it's kind of, but they have got the potential to turn it around. It's like sort of they've got all this money and they're willing to spend a bit of money, to be fair, but like it doesn't matter because no one cares in there.
They must be losing money hand over fist.
Yeah,
Just purely,
they've got
purely in the
pure
crowd
money though.
tactics,
Like Dixie Carter's dad's probably richer than Vince McMahon.
I know, but you still have like the business brain about yourself, and
I know that, and
I've lost like 150 million on that this year. That's no good.
It's just a shame. I think the way it's gone. They kind of gone from being awesome to being really shit, and I want them to like go away and come back as like a proper rebirth. I've kind of equated it to Batman, I'll be honest. Like, because when Batman films first started, they were boss. You know what I mean? It was all weird and new in the 80s. You know what I mean? It was fucking cool. And then Batman and Robin happened, and well, let's not talk about that. And then Batman Begins happened, and everyone fucking loved it again. That's what I mean. So that's what I think. That's kind of what I've equated it to. Was like it's something new and fresh that got stale because they changed too much, and the things it was built on aren't fundamental anymore. Yeah, aren't fundamental anymore. It's totally different. They're just trying to be a wrestling company that can compete with WWE. And as soon as they realise that they're not WWE and that they're their own, like they need to be their own franchise and their own thing to understand that they're never going to be WWE because they'll never have that 30, 40, 50 years worth of history that people assumingly are like, oh yeah, WWF, I know that. Do you know what I mean? That's the way it is. It's just not going to work like that. But you need to build fans on the strength of TNA, of TNA.
What you can do.
Yeah, and not be like, hey, he was in WWE, let's bring him over here. That'll get people watching, because at the end of the day it won't. Because they'll still keep watching WWE. You know what I mean? So.
Is George still there?
Yeah, George, you're very quiet. You're alright?
I was just letting the three Scousers talk.
Just listening to the show. What do you think of the whole, the last question about TNA?
Is Ring of Honor a better career choice after WWE or Ring of Honor? Ring of Honor.
Well, the way I see it right now, SLTD Wrestling is a better option for any of the released talents than TNA.
To be fair, I will say before you say any more, I've never laughed quite so hard at your picture that you put up the other day. It was literally the most genius thing I've ever seen. Basically, what was it, like 350 something people?
No, 300 people they drew.
300
people.
I've seen that.
Right.
Stiffman.
Yeah, right. So TNA drew at a house show, drew 300 people at a house show, which I'm not being funny, and I'm going to go out on a limb that Sax probably doubles that and a bit more, like without really trying. So that's not very good. And basically,
and the thing is, Sax doesn't have anywhere near the resources that TNA do.
Exactly.
So TNA, sorry everybody, is a fucking disgrace. And the sooner they just wind up and go away, the better. They're too damaged to succeed now. Just shut the doors down and fuck off.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I don't know. It's like I don't want it to fail, but at the same time, it's like you've got to do fucking something.
They're on it is.
Yeah, it's on its ass. You're staring death in the face. Like what? And Dixie, I've heard that the Carters are trying to like sell it. I'm not being funny. Like, what are you? Who's gonna want to buy it?
What price tag have you put on the
Exactly.
company?
Know what I mean?
That's like, I remember hearing a thing from Eric Bischoff when WCW was going on there, and he said about he had a buyer who was going to pay like 5 to 6 times what it was worth, and he wouldn't take it, and then Vince bought it for pennies.
Yeah,
By the time Vince got it, it was not. I think he paid about £2 million for it.
4 million bought it for, and he bought it for 4 million, and the year before or something like that, it was worth like 47 million or something like that, and he only bought it for the archives. That was it.
Probably worth 2 mil for the archives.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think that's what he's going to do with TNA. He's going to wait to TNA to go bust, spend 2, 3, 4 million, whatever it is, buy the archives, and just make better DVDs. You know what I mean? Because if he's got matches of people and it's got them in TNA as well, because there's been some good matches in TNA. Don't get me wrong, it's not bad. It's just at the minute, it's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? If he's still listening, I would like to know, Sax, if you if you own TNA now in the position that it's in and looking at it like a businessman and a promoter, what would you do? What would be your first step in trying to get it to be something again and not have people look at it like, what the fuck? Okay.
I think the first thing they should do is close the doors down and rebrand entirely. And even then, I still don't think they have a chance.
Maybe rebrand them. Maybe just sack Dixie as being an on-screen twat.
And whatever she does backstage, because she's clearly not done anything good for the company.
No, she hasn't. She really hasn't.
All she's done is make a complete clusterfuck out of it.
Here's a question though, going just on the back of that. All the blame is getting put on Dixie and the family and all this kind of stuff and creative. But do you think now, where like back in the day where fellas had to pay their dues and do the territories and all this kind of stuff, do you think now the younger generation of wrestlers think, I've made it to TNA, I'm on telly every week, I've got a sweet deal, I'm sound, like I don't need to, I've got a guaranteed contract, I'm at TNA, I'm doing my thing, I'm on telly every week. Whether we draw 1,000 people, 10,000 people or 20,000 people, that's not my job, that's marketing's job or creative's job or whatever, to give me something better. Where when you listen to interviews from guys back in the day, they're like, I went and pitched my idea, my gimmick was shit and I would do something about it. Like, do you think the talent is to blame as well, to some degree?
Like where we've touched on before, like when we've said like about gimmicks back in the day, that were just shit gimmicks, but people made them work, like The Undertaker.
Yeah. Like, imagine someone coming out and saying to Undertaker, you're 7 foot, you're so big, you weigh so much, you do this, we're going to turn you into an Undertaker. You're not going to talk and some fat guy's going to walk you.
Oh yeah, we've said it. As a gimmick, it's fucking ridiculous. Yeah. As a gimmick right now, it would be laughed out of the thingy. But that's like, the thing.
Like Goldust as well.
Yeah, but Goldust now, Goldust is probably doing his best work.
Yeah,
that's
because he's come back and he's like, I'm going to do something with this shit. Do you know what
I mean?
That's
the thing. I think you've got to pay dues. I think you've got to have a shit gimmick to begin with. You can't go in with a good gimmick.
I think you've got to...
And you've got to prove that you're a worker.
I don't think you've shit gimmick or not. I think you've just got to own the gimmick. You can't go half-assed into a gimmick because
you don't like it.
Because it won't come across.
Yeah, that's what it is. You know what? Like, I think some of the hardest people in TNA at the minute, hardest workers anyway, is Spud. Like, Rockstar Spud doesn't really wrestle, but he lives that gimmick. Like, he's all over that shit. If he's on the camera, he's doing something in Spud. Like, he's in that character all the time, whether he's, like, fixing Dixie Carter's hair or he's, like, just touching fucking Ethan Carter or whatever. He is that gimmick, and he's one of them, right, the only thing I can sort of equate it to is a few years ago when Santino kind of got a bit of a push after the Rumble, because every time he was on screen, he was living that gimmick.
Yeah.
Somebody told him to step up and he stepped up. Like, the gimmick was shit, but people bought into it because he was buying into it. And people have bought into the Spud gimmick because Spud is Spud. Like, with the suits and the, like, wanting to be, like, part of the Carter family and, like, being a shithouse and everything that he does, it's genius to watch. There's never a point where he's standing in the ring and you're not watching him, because whatever's happening, he's running around like a tit or fussing over something or doing something. That's what his gimmick is, and he lives it, and that's what it is.
It's not good with one man trying to just throw the crowd away.
No, I know that, and I get that, and these other people. There's other people, but I think that the unfortunate thing about TNA is so many people have just washed their hands of it that they won't watch it again. Really, regardless of what they do or don't do, so many people have been like, fuck it, it's shit. And to a point, it's got its faults, but on the other degree, there is good in TNA. There's good wrestlers, there's good workers, there's just good stuff going on. Do you know what I mean? It's mad to think that, like, 2 years ago, we used to do a show and talk about TNA and love it. I'm not being funny, these shows where we've said numerous times that Bobby Roode is the best in the business, the best talker, the best champion, and he's in that company, and people like TNA is shit. But
then what happened? TNA fucked it up.
Yeah, they did, and that's what wrestling promoters do. They fuck it up.
So you can have all the good talent in the world, but you have to do something with them, and TNA just does nothing.
Yeah.
Like, right now, Jeff Hardy is the biggest star TNA have, right? And what is he doing? Running around with face paint and a rubber glove on his head. Speaking in some stupid, whatever accent it is, hiding in the trees. I mean, what the fuck is that? Honestly, and people wonder why nobody likes TNA. It's shit like that.
Yeah, you've got a point. It's kind of, it's like it's badly managed. That's all it is,
And
really.
if it wasn't for TNA, people like, and I mean this with the greatest of respect in the world, there's people in TNA that have been world champion that would be world champion nowhere else. Chris Sabin,
Yeah, that's
Eric
true.
Young, Ken Anderson,
Yeah.
not world champions. And because it's TNA, they get the belt, and what happens? Oh, nothing. There's a surprise.
Yeah, that is. You've got a point there, actually, that they do put the belt on. But I think that was a good thing, that the belt could literally go on anyone. But now it's
But that's
like...
not a good thing, though.
Come
Like, there's a set way. Like, your main event guys are big stars. It's fine having these other guys who can wrestle and put on good matches. That's great, but they don't have any X factor. They don't have any charisma to be able to draw more people in.
Yeah, I suppose that's the
and to
point.
kind of
Is
touch
that...
on what Brad was saying earlier about TNA and live crowds and stuff, and it doesn't really matter. There's nobody that really watches TNA anyway, so people should just go out and find their local promotion and just enjoy that for what it is, because TNA's done.
Yeah, to your face, people. TNA is
just
done.
while we're on, before TNA is actually done and we can't talk about it no more because there'll be serious legal repercussions.
Probably, yeah.
Chet Lemon's tweeted in.
Nice.
Yes.
Just asking champ versus champ, WWE versus TNA champ, who would win?
So we've got Eric Young versus Vacant.
Yeah.
Vacant would win. He's like a 10-time champion. He's beat Andre the Giant and stuff like that, hasn't he?
Well, fucking hell,
Yep.
Chet Lemon, what a ridiculous question that is. Ask us again in a few weeks when the belt's been won by someone.
Randy Orton's going to have it next.
Do
Mark my words.
you think
No,
Randy
he
Orton?
won't.
I don't think they put it back on.
DB comes back, wins it.
Yeah, I'm thinking Daniel Bry. D-Bry.
He's not going to come back for
you're
the Money in the Bank
fucking insane,
match when he's had the title. stripped off him.
Who do you think? Well, we'll call it that at the minute. It's Brian or Vacant if you want. We can have that. Who do you think would win in a match, Vacant or Eric Young?
Vacant.
Vacant because Eric Young can't pin.
Do you know what's funny?
Can't pin someone that's not there, can you?
Well, he's there. Have you seen? He's got a WWE profile and everything. He's got a Twitter. He's got like 10,000 followers.
Vacant has.
WWE Vacant.
I've got a question to put to you.
Okay, go on.
Do you think that WWE Vacant is really just Sheamus, a big muscly ghost?
That is true. Actually,
Sachs has answered the
Sheamus with a
question.
bag on his head.
Yep.
I think
Okay,
it was Brad or George who asked it.
me, I think.
Actually, it was you, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we keep going. It sounds.
He said he'd move TNA to the UK and Europe and concentrate on this region with the auto bookers, agents, workers. That's what I would do.
Oh my God, Sachs.
That's fucking a genius idea.
How many times have I said that on this show?
Said what?
Yeah.
Move TNA to the UK and Europe.
We've
and
all said
concentrate
that.
on that region with the auto bookers, agents, workers. That's what he'd do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be the best way to do. They've got the money to do that.
I know.
Do you know
Hey,
what?
Sachs.
Well, loads of them have even said the UK is the best place to work because they get the best reaction.
Yeah, they do. Sachs, if I started a Kickstarter, would you join in? And then we'd be business partners. That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you just need a fiver Sachs. That's all we're putting in.
Me and Sachs, business partners.
Well, I believe Sam said she was throwing 375 into the
Alright, well, they'll all have a little
should, yeah.
stake in it, but you know what I mean? But yeah, we'll all club together. But seems though we've said the same thing, and you know, like, I'm the host now and Sachs is the promoter. Let's join forces and buy TNA for £8.70.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, alright, how about
Information. Dirt sheets.
yeah, how about $4.60 and a hand job off Dixie? That's what I'd do it for.
Fair enough.
No mouth though, she's
Probably
really
worth $5 on it.
and a ham sandwich after. All right.
Sam's tweeted saying all I can say is hashtag bring back AMW.
There you go. Bring back America's Most Wanted. She loves
There you
it.
go. I
That's
didn't
all she's
know
been
that.
talking about for 2 years. Bring back America's Most Wanted. Funny.
Hazelwood still offering his 375.
Okay, so we've got. Hang on. So Sam's putting money in. Sam's putting money in. You're putting $5 in.
I've got a pound somewhere.
Alright, Sam, that's right. I've got £6 in your baby's money box. We can use that.
Where?
That's right.
Here's your present, Sam. You're part of TNA.
She could do a better job.
George, you're going to throw a little bit in, aren't you?
well, you won't accept my money, so...
Oh yeah, it's not legal tender, is it? Fair play.
No, it's not, no.
We'll have to come to Scotland and buy TNA from Scotland, so it's legal tender.
Yeah, that's what we'll have to do. Are you
We
going to throw
won't accept your money up here, then.
Whoa.
The Queen's Head? What?
We have no queen.
So we're on about 35 quid. She's quid's in.
She's quid in.
She's going to make money. Messing
Yep.
me. Fucking 30 beans, Jesus. I'm saying.
And I don't think you could have a better group of people to try and save that company.
That probably couldn't. League of Violence is a part of BWP.
League of Violence,
yeah.
tweet that one.
Okay.
Fear the League of Violence.
Yeah,
Fear them.
they
bad
are
boys.
quite insane. They're,
A YouTube video for the listeners out there.
yeah, it's a cool video actually. You should watch it. It's very mysterious and weird. But yeah, League of Violence, BWP.
We've got loads of questions, you know.
I know we have. We really should get on this. We've got more tweets as well. We might
Let's go to more recently ones, right?
We might have to do a Ask SLTD show.
And give Kirsty a first shout out. Hey, Kirsty! Sorry, she's out.
What the fuck was that?
Sorry, she's outside. I can see her. Oh, that was a
So we
shout
just ended up in the middle of Queens, right there.
We did.
Hey, Gusty!
Hey, Christy!
Right.
What do I know?
Queens or Jellystone Park?
I know I was going to say that.
Hey, boo boo.
No. Jesus. So right then, more recent events of the past few weeks with Rollins and whatnot.
Okay.
Ask SLTD, will Randy Orton and Seth Rollins be able to coexist as allies in WWE?
Okay, first of all, watch your missus' Twitter, because I promised I'll give her a shout out.
At Kalu87.
There you go, get following people. She never tweets, so it's just no real difference. But she might do if you follow her.
She'll follow you back.
Yeah, that's good, innit? Then just unfollow her in a few days, she'll never know.
Sax has got £5.23 in his pocket. Take off a pint and there's $2.73 left towards CNA. Any good?
That's a shit
That's
load.
like when they're on 30 there.
That's like you own half the company. You kidding me? Jesus. What do you think of business partners though? Come on. Me and you. Definitely.
Yeah, he didn't answer that question.
No.
He just
no, he glazed over it.
What he done was he spin doctored that
He
shit.
did, yeah. Do you know why? It's a well-known fact between me and Sax that he likes. He liked the fact that he got to like he got to do all the business stuff and all the like proper stuff with Brad, because I was just a piss take. So yeah, it's a well-known fact that he was like, I like the fact that I deal with you because he's a proper tit. So yeah,
we did have that conversation.
We did a few times.
I feel like every day.
This man is not professional.
Basically, I'm more professional now. I've run the place, for God's sake. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it wouldn't be difficult, would it?
No, it's not. It's not at all.
What do you think, Orton and Rollins to be able to coexist?
I wouldn't be shocked if in the not too distant future they try and turn Randy into a face again. Yeah. I would not be shocked at this, because he's going to be like, Rollins is going to be like the golden child, and he's going to watch a face. He's going to be like, Randy Orton's nose is going to be out of place. And
I think they're going to bring Batista back to do that role,
to be a face.
Yeah,
I don't think it'll work at all.
I think
I don't think that.
I think Batista is sticking.
Think about it like he's just coming off the heels of a massive film, and which movie star have they brought back and not made a face?
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
The Miz back after the Maroon
no,
3,
yeah, that makes sense.
Which was
I understand. No, right. I totally understand where
And
you're coming from. But at the same time, they tried to bring him back as a face, and no one gave a shit. So they were like,
no, but now he's got the perfect opportunity, and now he can come back and be that additional member of the Shield, or
really?
I'm not saying he's going to join the Shield. I'm going to say he's going to do that.
The Shield.
Yeah, I'll be like, the Shield are going to be in there, and then you'll just hear his music kick off. He'll bounce down, take out Evolution or the Wyatts or whatever, and then there's his in to be a face because he's saved the Shield, or he'll save Roman Reigns, or know what I mean. One of them who's going to be in a big handicap match in a couple of weeks.
I can't see it though, because like I don't think the fans.
I just think fucking.
It's getting wet now.
I just think he's not over enough. I don't think Batista's over at all with the fans. I think nobody likes him.
No, yeah, that's what it is. I think.
But I think that's because they knew though, as soon as he come back and went straight into the Rumble. Like, how many times before he came back would the fans like, can't wait for him to come back, can't wait for him to come back, can't wait to Batista, all this kind of crap. He come back and the booking was such that just made him a fucking bomb.
Because
Like,
he stole DB slot, and
Yeah.
everybody thought Daniel
Everyone
Bryan was
was
just going to
just
come out.
Yeah, I think
and
that's
then
what it is. Yeah.
everyone just,
So-
he just that's where he became Batista from, like,
yeah,
to
I
be
don't
fair.
think it's necessarily. I know we were talking before about the talent have got to take some responsibility with the TNA thing, but I think bringing Batista back and booking him the way he did was wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
neither here nor there with Batista. I like him, I don't like him, not really hard.
I'll be honest, I'm not his biggest fan.
No, I'm not, because I think he just came back
he,
for the
he
money.
goes away and comes back far too much.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Like, he's gone again
think-
already. He's only been back, how long? 6 months, if that.
Yeah.
And he's
Well,
got-
since Royal Rumble, innit? Yeah, that's when he returned, wasn't it?
When's that?
My Sep.
So 5 months, 6 months, he's already gone. Again.
Yeah.
There's
But
fucking no point to it. Just go and make it. If you're gonna be a film star, go and be a film
No, he
star.
didn't. That's the first time he hasn't come back since he left, and then
no, but what I think
he
is
hasn't been back
like
for a couple of years.
I think
He
the
went-
whole-
He left for 4 years, like
Yeah.
4 years or something.
I think the whole Bautista thing and Blue Tista and all that stuff is stuck. So no matter what he does, he's always going to have that thing. Do you know what I mean? It's going to take a lot of hard work for it to turn around. Really, that's what I think personally. Like, but I don't know. Maybe they can turn him. I just don't think they've got it in them. I don't think they've got it in them to do it. Really.
Hazelwood said it. Batista came back and screwed over Evolution. He'll get a pop from the crowd.
See?
But what's the point? But then it's perfectly feasible to say he will come back and screw over Evolution because of the way he's left.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I just don't
that's
think
a
anybody.
given,
I think
but-
it's kind of like, oh, he's come back. Oh, that's Bosch. Yeah. Oh, he's back. Oh, he's not really doing anything. Oh.
Yeah, and I'm not saying he won't die on his arse after a couple of weeks. That is what it is. But
There's a reason he gets
Same
called
time.
Wheeze Tista. He's just not got it in him to
He
keep
need-
it going.
what he needs to do is he needs to go somewhere and learn some mic skills. Because when he gets on the mic, I think he struggles to string a sentence together half the
he
time.
needs to go somewhere and learn how to wave. That exit wave was
Queen's
probably
wave.
The Queen's wave,
the
yeah.
gayest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, but that's I consider that to be like part of mic skills. Like you fucking when you're on the mic and you like you fuck off from the ring like evil, like you quit and he waved. Like that's part of your mic skill, like you say. Even that was
should
shit.
know better, yeah.
Yeah, you know.
I'll give you that. Like.
Should have run over him, high five them while he was doing it. Swab him off.
I don't know. It's can't. You will. Time will tell, I suppose. What do you, George? What do you think is going to happen? Do you think he'll come back and try and be a face, or do you think he'll just be a heel but not get involved in what's going on and he'll just do his own thing, or what?
Would it shock you to know that I really don't care about Batista? WWE thought he was going to come back and be like The Rock. You know, people would be happy to see him and all this. Nobody gave a fuck. So I think it's best for both parties if he just stays away, to be honest. He doesn't add anything. Like, what is he, 47 years old, smokes 70 cigarettes a day, can't breathe, can't walk, can't wave, can't dress himself properly.
My God, George.
He can't though, he's right.
That is true. That is, and he's got no hair and insists upon growing it. Like, I don't understand that.
Came out in a denim onesie the other week. I think he is me.
That's Shane Vandrell. What's up with that? No, yeah. To be fair, when he was rocking a suit and that, and I thought he looked quite cool. To be fair,
He looks well in a suit, but that's because
He's
he's a
in
big
a
muscle.
suit,
He's a
yeah.
fucking big guy.
I suppose. I thought it looked cool. But anyway, yeah, I don't. It's just kind of like you've got to wait and see. I think if they try and bring him back and get him involved, and I think sooner or later if they bring him back as a face, he's going to be a heel again because it's the only thing they can do with him. Really.
Yeah, he is what he is. There's no, you can't really get out of it when the fans are just shit all over you.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no one wants him to be a face. If they wanted him to be a face, they would have bought into him the first time.
Yeah.
And,
Basically.
like, I remember seeing a tweet after, I think it was not the payback match, it might have been the one before, where he come out in all blue and he was like, watch the match that we had, it was awesome.
Yeah,
Like,
I said this
everyone
to
went
him.
all out, and the fans' reaction was, Batista's got blue shit on. Like watch the match. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's,
but
that
to
goes
be-
to show, like, whatever he does, he's in the bad books, because it's like, you
To
won't
be
really
fair,
look
though,
like a tit.
To be fair, when I was watching that, I'm pretty sure that it was fucking the King that brought that up, that he had blue shit on.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
it was
the
right
King
at the
who
start.
fucking-
Yeah.
Who went, look at that, Batista's in blue.
Yeah.
And then that was
Well,
it. Then
number-
everyone was just went, wow,
Number one
Batista's in blue
trending
there.
for like 25 minutes was Blue Tista.
Yeah.
And it's like,
at the same time, this is what I don't get about fucking smarky fans, is that it's like, I get it, you want all the retweets and the shares and the likes and the people tweeting you and following you. I understand that. But at the same time, it's like, if you're going to watch that, if you're going to watch wrestling just to do that, don't fucking watch wrestling.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? This is why I don't tweet or Facebook or anything like that when I'm watching a main event. Because if I'm paying 15, 16 quid for a main event, I don't want it ruined by fucking by fucking John Nobody looking for a retweet. I'm going, oh yeah, he bodged that. Oh yeah, he did that. Get in the ring. Fuck no, kidding me? Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know anything about wrestling outside of, I've watched it for 10 years, so I think I've got a fucking PhD in it. That's what I hate. Like, I've never once said that I know a lot about wrestling, but I will just throw my opinion out there, and if you like it, you like it. I'll try and be nice about it if I can. If you're proper shit, then I'll say it, but not to the point of, like, I won't take away from a match. I'll be like, that was shit, but this was good. I won't be like, he wore blue, that's gay. Do you know what I mean? It's like, seriously, like, look at what you're watching. You know what I mean?
Oh, but Caesar's wearing blue, it's over.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, why pay 16, 17 quid, $60 or whatever it is to do it in America, and then be like, yeah, let's just rip the shit out of this because I might get some followers out of it. It's bullshit. I don't understand it. And not to break it to people, and I'm sure they know this, but it doesn't matter how many followers you've got on Twitter, you're still not earning any money, alright? That's all it is. It's like, all these followers are sound and all these people who think you're sound, but at the end of the day, no one gives a fuck. That's what it comes down to. There'll be somebody else.
You could not come back on Twitter one day and no one would be asked.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Nobody knows who you are just because you've got a picture of The Rock from fucking 1994 in his blue chipper gear. You think you're a fucking wrestling fan. It annoys me. Yeah, it's just like, you think you're somebody and you're not because you've got 10,000 followers. You're not. Go away. Know what I mean? It annoys me.
You've probably bought 9,500 of those anyway.
Exactly. It's like, that's what annoys me about wrestling at the minute. For everything that is amazing about social networking and everyone, like the world being so small, it's things that just annoy me that you just like, if you're going to rip the shit out of it for 3 hours, don't fucking watch it. No one's asked. Know what I mean?
That's why I don't anymore. Like, I just can't be bothered.
Yeah, it's like, but that's what I mean. It's like you sitting there and tweeting about stuff that you know absolutely nothing about, or assume you know everything about because you watch wrestling when, like, 2 years ago when we started the show. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, CM Punk was the greatest in the world 2 years ago, so yeah, I'm going to stick with that. It's like, fuck off. Jesus. It's mad. It just annoys me. Anyway.
Right, I've got loads of questions here, right, so we're going to have to skim through fucking quite a few. But
still got an hour.
These up, right, so we've got on today's releases.
Oh yeah, we've had 10 releases today.
10 releases today from WWE. AOB saying thoughts on today's WWE releases, and Gareth Jenkins at GWJ 24/7 said, who do you think was a mistake to release by WWE?
Okay.
Drew McIntyre seems to be the favourite for the one not to have released.
So for the mistake, yeah.
The mistake.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have released him, but...
what are your thoughts on the release, George? On the releases? Do you know who they are?
Yeah, roughly. I think it's racist.
Okay. Why would you think it's racist? They've still got
Well, look at how many people that were released are American, and look at those who aren't. I think you'll find that the non-Americans...
You know what, actually, you've got a point there. I've never... Oksana, she's gone. Camacho, she's gone. He's gone. Drew McIntyre, he's English.
Yep. Jinder
Mahal. And the referee is an American, is he?
I don't think so.
There you go. That's do you know what, actually, that's a fucking shout, that.
Racist. What's happened is Nigel Farage is running the WWE.
Zeb's got in someone's ear, that's what it is. Zeb Coulter's like, no.
I don't know anymore. I genuinely don't know anymore what's going to happen. You've got dancing pricks all over that show that add nothing, and you've got someone like McIntyre who can work, who can talk, and who's got charisma, and because he had a falling out with his wife, they just buried him.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Fucking Vince McMahon, arsehole.
Tarantarella was his missus, wasn't she? Tiffany?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hazelwood said about Drew McIntyre, with him being released earlier today, where do you see someone with his talent and promise heading next?
Japan.
I would say I would
There
hope Japan.
seems to be a lot of wrestlers that go over to Japan.
Japan's like
They can
fucking
fucking hone the
ridiculous.
skills over there, isn't it?
Ridiculous. Like Japanese people love. I think right. This is Japanese wrestling in its finest. I think. I think it's the Tokyo Dome can hold 135,000 people. Is that right?
Something like that, yeah.
And the only thing to sell it out with 135,000 people is wrestling on a regular basis. Like no other thing that goes over there uses the 135,000 seats except wrestling.
That's fucking nice, that.
Yeah, man.
Tells you how powerful wrestling is.
You know.
So you can have 135,000 people in Japan or 135 people with TNA.
Yeah, but you can be on Spike. Who doesn't want to be on Spike?
Who's Spike?
Spike Dudley, don't you know?
Oh, alright, okay, yeah. But no, like, why? Drew McIntyre could probably make a decent amount of money by going to Japan and then coming back into Europe and doing a few shows here, there, and everywhere. He doesn't need to stay in America. He can make a fuckload of money and be happier doing what he's doing where he's comfortable.
Yeah. I think that's the thing, is like, it's when I think he, as much as I don't want to see him go, because I would have liked to have another run at MB and something, it's kind of one of them things that you think, it's kind of like, it's probably a blessing in disguise. Yeah, it's a blessing in disguise, because this is his best years, and he's wasting them, like, not wrestling, or doing, like, fucking shitty shows, or being at ringside with two midgets, do you know what I mean? It's like, come on, you're better than this.
That's a disgrace as well, by the way.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing, is that...
That shows you how little those 5 other guys mean in the grand scheme of things if they're willing to put 2 midgets and build a feud around them instead of the actual 5 guys who can work.
Yeah, it's shocking, isn't it? Really.
Fucking Vince McMahon.
And the two midgets in the ring, one of them was working with one of the fellas that got sacked anyway.
Yeah.
So that's how highly he rated.
Yeah, it's like, we're going to get rid of the MB. Yeah, we're getting rid of the MB. Whoa, Hornswoggle. No, McIntyre. Oh, that's alright then. It's like, really? Whose idea was that? It doesn't make any sense. There's loads of people who I was shocked at. I think Kurt Hawkins should have stayed, and I think he could do something. I think...
Should have put him back with Zack Ryder. That's what he should have done.
That's what I was going to say. They should make a tag team out of that. Brodus Clay probably could have worked a bit more. There's loads of, like, a few of them who've gone who was a bit like, what the fuck, you know what I mean? Shocking that people have still got jobs. When Evan Bourne, I'm not shocked about, because Triple H just hates him. Just, like, straight up hates him. I thought, to be honest...
I think Triple H just hates small guys.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. You're probably right, actually. I thought I was going to see Evan on NXT.
There's no point in Evan Bourne if there's no cruiserweight division.
Yeah.
There's just not.
No, but I think Evan Bourne would be good at NXT. For like,
yeah, but that's just pointless. Like, NXT is meant to be for guys who are going on to the main roster, not main roster guys who have nothing to do. So they go to NXT.
That's kind of like a backward step, isn't it?
Tyson Kidd did it, and it's working out quite well for him. Yeah. Anyway.
Sean said my woman cries when she found out about Drew.
That's not good, is it?
So did I. I finished work at 3 o'clock this afternoon and spent 2.5 hours in the pub.
Nah,
just crying into a pint.
Yeah, well, several pints.
Yes. Not the same pint, George. Whoa.
bought a Guinness for Drew McIntyre and was just like, yeah, mate, I'm sorry. I'll drink that for you, mate. It's sound.
Do you want another one? Go on then. 2 more.
I think it's shocking, but it's not. Half of them aren't shocking, but some of it is shocking. Like, as many people have said on Twitter, it's shocking that JTG has still got a job.
I'm kind of surprised that Brodus Clay as well, because you'd think he'd be like a pure kid favourite, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but then I don't think turning him heel was the right thing to do with him either.
No,
when he turned heel, you're like, you got a dancing gimmick.
Well, he hasn't come back. He must
have been going since then, mustn't he? He must have been going from then.
That's what it is. At least fucking Tensai was like, yeah, this wrestling shit isn't working, and he commentates on NXT.
Yeah, he does the panels, doesn't he?
Yeah, but he's getting on a bit now as well, though, isn't he? He's not young no more.
I think he's like an agent or something now. He's like doing stuff backstage. He's thinking on it, like, so good. You know what I mean?
Sean has asked, when do you think Sting is going to turn up because he's working for the WWE now?
Soon, hopefully. You know what I mean? Actually, no, because unless they do something with him, I don't know.
The 25th of Never.
I think they're going to keep him in the bag for ages.
When are they going to
so that no one else can use
Well,
him?
they better feed him or something. Keep him in the bag.
I don't mean keep him in the bag like that. I mean like they're going to just like leave him be for a while, and then when people are kind of like died off on the whole when's he coming, when's he not, they'll bring him back for something.
Just go on.
I think so, yeah.
just sit him in a room and just interview him about all sorts?
Will he fight Brock Lesnar?
Sting?
Yeah.
No.
Good. I'm glad you used to know that for fact. By the way, it sounds like that's a factual comment there. So that's what I'm going to take that as.
No, I don't think he will. I wouldn't be shocked if he didn't wrestle, to be honest. He was talking of being general manager.
There's no
Why?
reason or
Why not?
like anything like that to
Yeah,
bring him
Matt
back
Braddock's.
as an active role. Like he could be a backstage persona or whatever it is, but there's no like money in bringing him back to wrestle when he's the age that he is.
Yeah.
Like Undertaker, you can kind of argue the toss because he's like a staple of WrestleMania.
And he's been there.
He's not anymore.
So yeah, well, true. But Sting, you're new to the company. You're 50 years old. I don't know if that's
It's not wise, is it?
No.
Yeah, but it makes
He might-
sense
he
to
might
have
not
him,
come, he
at
might-
the very least, it makes sense to have him on a Legends deal with the network and the making new content all the time. And he can add another perspective that nobody else has added when they're talking about somebody else having a match in WCW, and Sting's like, oh yeah, I faced him this many moons ago and this happened.
I reckon
Just another little
he
thing,
might he might end up being just a manager.
Yeah,
Or like
maybe.
a chesty manager.
I think if he came out and
his
he,
fella doesn't get fucked with because Sting will bat here.
yeah, if he,
Like a commissioner style.
Yeah.
if they thingied, if they did it and he was like
Outside the
somebody's
ball,
manager,
yeah.
he'd get over if he was someone's manager.
Yeah, that's
Like whoever's
yeah.
manager he was,
should-
that person would get over.
If they're going
Yeah,
to bring
but that
Ric Flair
hurts that
back,
person more than it helps them.
if
Yeah,
they're
I
going to bring
suppose.
Ric Flair back though, they should bring Ric Flair back to manage someone, and then bring Sting back in the same sort of role, so they could have kind of a rivalry
Yeah.
and get two young guys over.
Manager rivalry.
Yeah.
But they don't seem to want to get like many of the young guys over.
That's
Apart
the point.
from Adam Rose and Bo Dallas.
I don't get it.
And you better believe I'm a Rosebud.
I think Adam Rose is pretty cool actually, and Bo Dallas's gimmick is just ridiculously awesome. Like it doesn't make any sense.
Lad, I love how shit it is.
It's awful.
Yeah,
And
I
do you know
love
at the
how
end
shit
of a
it
match when he hugs them and he's like, "You can do this." It just climb back up, never quit, and all stuff like that. When he's just beat the person, you're like, "That's actually quite
Someone
clever."
actually tweeted me the other day from, obviously it wasn't Bo Dallas. It had me fucking thinking for a minute that it was actually Bo Dallas who tweeted me, by the way. If I can find it, I was just, wow. My man was for like 5 seconds, I was just like, what's going
Was your
on
man Bolone? This is just dead air while you try and find it. By the way,
keep talking that lad.
well, what's
by the way, it may please us to know that we are way more entertaining than the World Cup opening ceremony. Question about the World Cup opening ceremony though is there plenty of nipple tassels and thongs on?
It is in Brazil.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. It's got to be, obviously. Well, we're kind of stuck on this because
I didn't even retweet it or nothing. Okay.
you've got the questions, mate. So you're gonna have to tell us what's going on here. Know what I mean? Where are we going with this?
Where do you think the site will be next year? Boom, that's an AOB question for you.
Oh yeah, LB got deep. I'll be honest, like proper deep. I would hope a bit bigger. Know what I mean? I would hope I'm still doing it. I would hope we're still doing the show. Yeah, will you still be here in a year?
I will, yeah, probably, maybe. I
Probably.
intend to be.
That's good. Will
Which
you,
is,
will you still be miles away? That'll be good.
Yeah, I'll
You
probably
still
be miles away.
have nothing to do with it. That'll be cool.
Probably.
Okay. George, where do you think we'll be in a year?
Probably in the same place.
Like sitting here? Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
All dead in his bowl.
No, I don't know. It depends on how much hard work everyone puts in between now and then. Because it's not just down to me, you and Adam, it's down to everybody. So as long as everybody works hard, then the site will grow, the show will grow, and maybe we'll make some money.
We've flipped it, Adam. We've flipped it, haven't we? It's all on you,
Well,
kid.
not really on Adam, because Adam works hard, but
Adam does work hard.
you know what I'm saying, like it's up to everyone to
Yeah.
put the same amount of effort in as
as we
everyone
all
else
do.
does.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, is that you've kind of got to look at it like, as much as it's easy to be like, well, it is, and I just write the column. If you look at it like
You get out of it what you put into it.
yeah, that's what I mean. If you look at it like a production, and you are like, the writers are our talent, if you like, then
Yep.
you can't half-arse it. Know what I mean? That's kind of it. So yeah, I would hope in a year we'll still be here doing our thing in some capacity. Hopefully a lot better. Hopefully a lot bigger. Hopefully, we've grown and we'll have a ridiculous amount of other things going on.
Yep, and we'll have bought TNA.
Yeah, we won't be SLTD.
And
we'll be
we will have changed TNA to SLTD.
Yeah, that is true. I would like a promotion. Like, what are we looking at here?
That's the full highlights of the World Cup opening ceremony in one picture. It's a picture of J-Lo,
Wow.
who for some reason this week said, I'm not going to be there, and then about a day later went, no, I'm going to be there.
She looks old.
Pitbull and that's there.
Shocking. That
They don't know, but it's probably
Jennifer
shit.
Lopez is somewhere, so Pitbull climbs out of her ass.
Yeah.
That's basically what happens.
Oh,
Hey Bernie, Mr. Looper.
Bowleave, he was at Bowleave 12, right?
We should go to
With a picture of fucking Mo Dallas giving the all thumbs up. Well, hey! He just says, I know you're a loser, but don't worry, things will get better for you. All you have to do is believe. And he just, I can't remember what I tweeted, but it was just fucking...
That's boss.
I was just like, I like that lad. So I follow him, and then found the real Mo Dallas as well.
I like Bo Dallas, I do, yeah. Do you know what I don't like about Bo Dallas? Is certain words he says. He really sounds like Bray Wyatt, because obviously the brothers. So, like, there's certain things he says, and you're like, well, that sounds a bit like Bray Wyatt. Well, that sounds a bit like Bray Wyatt. It's really bad. It's not the best.
He's a beast.
He needs to change his voice. But yeah, I do love him. The amount of times that he comes out and I look at my missus and go, hey, I know it's scary when an egg turns into a chicken, but eggs can't fly. You've just got to believe. And she's like, shut the fuck up.
Understandably why she's like that.
I do it all the time. Hey, eggs can't fly. And I understand that it's scary. So I do it all the time.
What you gotta do? Bowleave! I just love the way his voice goes when he says Bowleave. It's hilarious.
It is good. What other questions have we got? What haven't we answered? Have we answered at least one from everybody?
Yeah.
That's okay then.
Let me just...
Yeah, no. Is that a lie?
We have answered one from everybody.
Okay. I think we had like 17 or something, didn't we?
Yeah.
We had a ridiculous
We
amount.
didn't really answer the Seth Rollins. Oh yeah, what was happening with Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, and Kalo87 said that do you see Seth Rollins being a little inside spy?
Oh, yeah, we did we? Yeah, that's
just
true.
having a
Yeah.
little like going over there, getting all involved with Evolution, pretending to be all jolly and that, being all good with them and that, but then boom, the Shield's back and just fucking rinses the lot of them.
Do you think? Do you think
No,
WWE are that clever? I'm asking you, do you think?
Yeah, surely they are that clever.
WWE are not that clever. To pull a swerve like that, WWE aren't that clever. What do you think?
No, I don't think, because...
He just doesn't think.
No, I don't think.
No, I never think.
And full stop.
No. I don't think that No, I don't think his character would suit that. I think if they were going to do that, they would have used Dean Ambrose to do it, because he's a bit more like a
Hateable.
mental character.
Yeah, like a bit weird, isn't he?
Love the titty master.
Yeah, he's just like, I think his character and his gimmick and his mannerisms are more suited to that role.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they've done it with Seth Rollins because everyone assumed it would be Dean Ambrose to break away. So they've done something different.
Yeah, I did think it would be Dean Ambrose, to be honest with you.
See, well, I thought when it happened and that, then the Raw this week, and you see the Shield, like Reigns and Ambrose come out and like sort of
And he's slamming Renee Young. True story.
well,
True story.
There you go.
Slamming her. Titty master's doing well.
and then just let the Shield and the Wire.
Well, Sam, and I think they need to keep it for a bigger event or.
Right, okay. Right, so we're on air, I think. Right, okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go off air and try and fix the problem. Okay, so if we don't come back, this was very true to our 2-year anniversary show. I'll be honest with you.